Charles from Georgia. Charles, go ahead.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Bubba and friends?
Good. How are you?
Well, this was many years ago, I will have to say. I was 15 at the time, and I turned 16. I worked at a local Kroger grocery store right behind my folks' house, and there were a lot of hot girls that worked there at the time, and I didn't, really do well with the women, and but I liked looking at them, and what I'd do was, now, take in mind, I've never told anybody this. I'm a little nervous.
All right, now, hold on. Now.
Is this the honky-tonk man?
No.
Well, Matt, I'm going to have to add you to the list.
So now, hold on, buddy. You're trying to tell me that the story that you're about to tell me, you worked at a Kroger, which we're all familiar with Kroger.
I was a bagger. I just bagged people's groceries, and a lot of really hot women would come in there, and I would walk their groceries out to their car, back it in. We still bagged them, and we rolled them out there in the cart and put them in their car, and I was just enamored by some of the women. And I used to go down to the aisle, and I'd get myself a Hormel canned ham, and I would take it into the restroom and hide it behind the toilet there where no one could see it. And when I felt the urge, I'd go in there and uncan the ham and take my trusty, I'm an Eagle Scout, I'd take the trusty pocket knife and carve myself a little star there and just slip my cock in it and have my way with the ham.
You'd fuck it. Hold on. That's really hot on this deal now.
I swear to God, Bubba, this is no lie. I used to do it regular, and I just, after I was finished there, I'd just leave the ham laying in the floor, and the management of the store was so pissed off they couldn't figure out who it was. They thought it was a customer. So their focus was on the customers, and I just got away with it.
So now, hold on, you would fuck the ham, right?
I just totally just have my way with that ham. I'd pump the ham.
All right, so you pump. So
he had his way with the ham.
I'm such a detail freak. I like to get every part of the store. So you would go and you'd bag a hot gal's groceries, and you then roll them out to the car. Which in the Midwest and the South, they used to do that a lot. I know they did it for my mom back in the day. And then you'd go and try to, you'd get all worked up over this hot girl that you just bagged her groceries for, and then you'd go.
A lot of them, Bubba, that back then they didn't care. They'd wear short, T-shirts or tank tops, and their boobies was hanging out everywhere. And I mean, it was just hot, and I didn't have enough confidence or anything at the time to really approach them and ask them if they wanted to get it on or anything like that. And hell, for all I knew, they might have been married or something. But I was known in that store as the Ham Bandit, and they never knew who it was.
So now,
Ham Bandit.
Now, you would fuck the ham, and then you would just leave. Now, would you spoot? Would you come all in the ham and everything?
Yes, I'd just finish my deal right there in the old ham and drop it on the floor and kind of look and, see if anybody was coming, and then I'd walk out kind of still hard, and then I'd wipe it off real quick to get all the juice off, because them hams are juicy.
Right.
And that's what made it good. They're room temperature. Those there don't have to be refrigerated. They're right there on the shelf, so they wasn't cold or anything. And I just go in there and, give it a good old ham pumping and leave her there on the floor, and, the janitor or whatnot or the management might walk in there and see it. And it become a big deal there, and they wanted to know who the ham bandit. It was kind of a joke in the store. They called it the Ham Bandit, and the whole time, hell, it was me.
So now, let me ask you a question. Did you have to, you took your pocket knife out and you'd carve like a little hole, like a little vagina?
No, you just stick the blade in there, as deep as it'd go, and carve like a star in it.
A star.
And then just shove it down over the hard cock there, and it'd go right in. The ham's not really, it felt pretty good, actually.
Brent, can you get a ruling from Tim the Bulldog Saving about ham fucking? Sure. See if we can get somebody to fuck a ham.
Yeah, sure.
One time I deposited the ham next to the toilet, and I walked back out, and I was there at the sink. I'd always get a wet paper towel, and kind of hurry up and wipe the ill member off, and then rush on back out there to my duties. And I'd always had the apron, you had to wear an apron, so I'd kind of cover up my semi-hard cock there. But a customer walked in one time, and I don't know for certain, but my dick was out, and I think he seen it in the mirror. I kind of did a tuck deal right quick, and I think he might have glanced over in the mirror and seen it. He was headed to the urinal, And I really got freaked out about that. I was afraid he was going to rat me out, but I never heard anything else about it.
Now,
what's your deal, man?
Didn't you ever have like ham fucking remorse? Like right after you blasted ham,
were you like, wow, what the fuck did I do?
What am I doing? I got ham juice all over my cock.
I just fucked the ham.
But the guy never really got a real bona fide, piece of pussy nut. So that's probably like,
It's no excuse for fucking a ham.
Yeah,
though.
really.
I'm trying to stick.
Now, the thing about the ham is, if you can, you can imagine it's just a blob of ham there. You can sort of kind of, if you're thinking about what you're doing, you got your eyes closed and you're just thinking about it's that girl. I just, put her groceries out there, and when I'd be, wheeling her groceries out there, I was kind of thinking, well, God, I'd really like to fuck her, and man, she's got nice tits, and I just run on in there and tell them I had to go to the restroom right fast and cram a ham real quick.
That ham wanted it.
Cram the ham, you ham crammer. It's kind of bad when you went back home though. And the dog was just going fucking crazy over your.
Well, I was really always worried that they had smelled it, the ham smell on my hands or something, because you just can't get it all washed off.
How many different hams did you think you fucked over the years you worked there? 50?
I wouldn't venture to say it was 50. Probably in the range of 30.
30 fucking hams, and they got mad. They thought somebody was not only stealing a ham, but then taking it and having their way with the ham in their bathroom.
What it was, I had the same routine. I would get the ham and hide it first, and then I would go in there and take it out of the can, and then throw the can in the trash bin there, and leave it kind of sitting there on the lid of the tank, and then go back in there and just work over the ham real quick, and it was too big to flush, and so I just leave her there on the floor next to the toilet there.
Well, why didn't you at least try to put it in the trash bag and try to cover your tracks a little bit, or you didn't care?
No, once I was done with it, I just flopped it down there. I didn't want anything else to do with it.
Once you got your nut, then you just really disrespected that fucking ham, didn't you?
I guess so. At the time, I was even in on kind of trying to figure out who it was, because they were telling everybody in the little meetings they'd have, we're looking for someone who's up and down these aisles, and if you see someone grabbing one of those hams and headed toward the restroom, would really like, someone to speak out and say something. And
did they ever see the cum in the ham?
I'm sure that maybe some of it dripped out.
How many hams do you think you fucked in your time?
He said 30.
30?
He said 30.
Probably around 30. Maybe it may have been more or less. I'm not real sure. But,
are you a religious man?
It wasn't an everyday thing, but just sometimes, you get a little...
Not Muslim, I'll tell you that.
Little urge there, and I just,
And you've never told that story to anybody?
No, and back then I was only 15 to 16, and I'm 37 now. So
have you got
I've always kept that a secret. No one ever heard about that, and I figure, what the hell? It's time to, get it off my chest.
When did you finally get your first piece of pussy?
Well, I'd been with a couple of girls before, but nothing really to speak of.
Oh, are you married?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm happily married now. Been married almost 9 years.
Right. Any kids?
No, sir.
Well,
you ever tempted to get a ham out and revisit old times?
No, but every now and then I go down through the aisle there and I see them, and sometimes even at my mother-in-law, she's from Alabama there, and I guess you could say she's a thrifty spender, and she buys those canned hams, and I think about it a lot when I see them.
Fondly.
Hey, man, good talking to you. Thank you for the revelation. This is he claims to be the infamous Ham Bandit from Georgia. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Bubba, and everyone on the show, especially Ned. How y'all guys doing?
We're good, Ned. Ham Bandit said hi.
What's up, freak?
What's up, you sick fuck?
Well, I just wanted to call. I tried to call you Friday there. I was going to give you an update. Actually, my wife got home from the grocery store. I had to kind of cut you short there, but you guys were out of a cannon Friday anyway. Anyway, long story short, I have a confession to make there, Bubba. I got a hold of a couple more hams. My wife went out of town on a business trip. She was gone for a week, and
we're going to have to kind of
sat around and thought about it and went up there and got me one. And
no, hold on, Bandit. We got to talk about, a lot of people aren't familiar with what the Ham Bandit phenomenon is or was. So there's a lot of, obviously we have a bunch of brand new people from XM that now listen to us. So you probably need to kind of maybe digress a little bit, right, Brent?
And reset it up.
Okay.
Let me digress.
The story is, as it goes, I was a youngster in high school there, and I worked at the grocery store out close to my folks' house there, and I'd go in the bathroom and hide me a ham around in there in the bathroom there, and when I'd get all kind of worked up over seeing them women I was bagging their groceries for, I'd
Now,
go
hold
in
on.
there
You probably need to talk about what kind of ham it was. It was one of those little canned ham. I mean, it wasn't like a full-blown honey-baked ham. It was you're going to get into more specifics. Or ham.
Oh,
Bandit.
yeah. It was the Hormel style there. You zip it out of the can.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of soft and kind of jelly-like,
Right.
cold. But
the kind that's in
anyhow, I take my pocket knife there and just carve out a hole there and get after it right there and pump the ham right in the bathroom stall. And then when I get done with them, I'd throw it on the floor, and all the management kept finding them. And they're in the stall on the floor, and
full of cum?
they thought it was a customer, and so I was kind of involved in actually looking for the perpetrator, but the whole time it was me. They just didn't know it.
Now let me ask you a question. Would you take the ham out of the can, or would you leave it in the can?
Oh, no. You had to take it out. You had to take it out of the ham.
You cut your
out of the can. You had to take it right out of the can there, and you just hold on to it, slide your cock in it.
Yeah. Now, would you have to, would you have to hold on? Would you have to hold on to it with some paper towel and stuff? Because I got to think that the ham gets kind of slimy, all over your all that honey and
ham juice,
glaze and stuff will get all over.
Yeah, it's got that jelly-ish looking stuff on there. I guess it turns to juice when you heat. Well, it turns to juice when you heat it up. That's what I done over last week. I actually had the convenience of the microwave at home there. And
all right, now hold on, Bandit. You're getting ahead of yourself. So when you're back as a kid, and you take this ham out of there, you take it out of the can,
right?
Get like some paper towel or what have not, and you drill a little hole in it, right?
Just carve it out with a pocket knife there, yeah.
Right. And then you'd pump it. You'd pump the shit out of it.
Cram the hell out of it, and just throw her in the floor when I got done.
And then, but hold on, you're skipping a lot of details, my friend.
Oh.
Now we got there's some things we want to know, like where he puts his nut and everything, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, you did. You nut off right in the ham and leave that in there.
All right, so you nut. Thank God, Brent. Back in the '80s or whenever this guy used to be the ham bandit, because now they could do DNA, right?
Easily.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
man.
think about that. I mean, now you could just a man's nut's got is just a plethora of DNA.
Yeah, they could trace it back.
Yeah, so you just go ahead and get your nut right in the ham, right, and then you would just disrespect that ham and throw it right down there on the floor of the restroom.
Yeah,
and then
always last stall down there in the back, last stall. Just throw it in the corner there.
And then you just get to scampering. Now, how would you wipe? How would you wash your cock, or what would you do?
Well, that was the tricky part. You had to kind of get set up ahead of time with some wet paper towels and whatnot to have in there. Kind of clean up, whatnot,
Brent,
and just kind of scamper over there and wash your hands real quick to get the ham smell off.
Now, Brent, wouldn't you? Obviously, if you're a manager of the Piggly Wiggly there, with this guy's the ham banner, right? I think Manson would probably be on my script as well. Not that I'd want to, necessarily do this, but you obviously know that it's a man, correct?
Of course.
Okay. So the ham bandit's got to be a man,
right?
Okay. Well, wouldn't you at that time? And you could probably pinpoint it within what shift did it, right?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what you do is you go back, because I've worked at a grocery store before, so I got some experience here. At the grocery store, they come up and you open the deal up, and they've got a schedule with who works what times on what day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, okay, if you found the ham there,
right?
Wouldn't first and foremost you'd say, how many men did I have working on this particular shift, and I need to talk to them all right now. And Manson, I got to think, no matter what kind of wet paper towel, your cock's still going to smell like ham.
Oh, it's going to reek of ham.
I would literally, you know what? I would get down on my knees
and smell their cock.
Well, I wouldn't get. Hold on.
You would, you nasty little fucker.
Now, hold on, Brent. I wouldn't have them undo their pants, but I'd say, listen, come here.
Through the pants?
You could, wouldn't you think that a ham smell would resonate through the pants?
You would think.
That, or I'd get a dog or somebody's laboratory, like labrador retriever or something, or deuter. And now, Brent, if you brought either one of your dogs, and they're getting all crazy, as soon as they smelled ham crotch on a guy, wouldn't they go right up there and munty right on the couch?
Yeah, especially like Hootie would really go.
Yeah,
they'd probably try to bite it.
Yeah, so I don't think catching the ham bandit would have been that big a deal. They're just so fucking stupid and lazy.
Honest to God, they thought it was a customer. So they never really pinpointed us employees. There was a bunch of us, and it wasn't an everyday thing. It was about once, twice a week. I think I did like 5 or 8 hams.
Once or twice a week, I would have been able to catch that. No problem.
Did the manager ever say to anybody, whoever the ham bandit is actually coming in the ham? Did they see the? Could you see?
Oh, we had all the big discussion. We had store meetings about the ham bandit, and that's what they called it.
The ham bandit.
They just called it the ham bandit. Some other guy that worked there, he was kind of a wisecrack. He said, well, we got to catch this ham bandit, and that name just kind of stuck. And I just kind of laughed to myself like,
Did they?
You motherfuckers ain't catching me.
when you had the meeting about the ham bandit, did you guys talk about how the sick fucking ham bandit's actually coming in it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, I didn't really pay attention to hell. I already knew all the details of the whole deal. It was me.
I understand that, but you didn't lead in the belief. They didn't know that it
No,
was you.
I was actually giving them suggestions about, maybe you should watch up and down the aisles, aim one of them cameras at the ham aisle, this, that, and the other. And, after a while there, I got fired because, if you remember, I wouldn't clean up the puke. Some kid puked in the aisle there, and they wanted me to clean it up.
You'll fuck a ham, but God forbid you clean up some puke.
You'll fuck a ham, and you'll come in it, and you'll disrespect it, and throw it right in the corner for the cum to leak out into the employee bathroom. But you will, and I don't know, the general bathroom, but you won't clean up a kid's puke.
Puke, man, I can't do it.
All right,
I don't know why.
Okay, now, so
I had a bad experience in elementary school. A kid puked on me, and I can't deal with it.
all right, so let me ask you a question. So the bottom line is this. Now, you hadn't fucked a ham for how long, my friend?
It's been about 21 years.
And you called the show up, I don't know, about a year ago and confessed to being the ham bandit. And so your wife left town.
First time I ever told anyone,
Yep.
brother. I told you guys first.
Well, thank you. And so your wife left town for a couple days. She doesn't even know that you used to be the ham bandit.
No, oh, by hell no. She has no idea.
And you got kids and the whole 9 yards. They don't know.
No, we don't got no kids. We got some lovely little dogs, and that's about it.
All right. And so hopefully not greasing up their assholes. So anyway.
No, I love my dogs.
Yeah, I bet you do. Anyway, looks like you love that ham. So so what made you this past weekend said, fuck it, I need to fire the ham phenomenon back up? How did that go down?
Well, I'll be honest with you. She left and went on her business trip. And the more I kept thinking about it, I thought, well, I got some tools now. I got a cordless drill. I've got some fancy drill bits, for drilling wood and this, that, and the other. So I've got a microwave handy, about 3 minutes in there. That thing will be juicy. It'll be hot. It'll be great. And I mean,
Yeah.
So I just went in there and drilled me a hole and held it over the kitchen sink there and bored a hole in it real quick, like with my cordless drill. And
It's a little overkill with a drill, don't you think? I mean, it's a fucking ham. You stick a pocket knife right in there.
True.
well, it just made it for a better pot, better round circular little hole. I don't know. I was just getting creative.
Right. Yeah, you had a bunch of time on your hands. Old lady's out of town.
Yeah,
for a while.
I mean, hell, I had my porn DVDs there ready to go. I watched some porn and fucked the ham again, man. It was pretty cool.
So,
I will say this. I mean, it could be worse. You could be out touching a kid. So I
No.
suppose you're not doing anything that's
here's
bad.
the deal. Brent, can you get a hold of?
My sister has little kids, man. I don't go.
I'd like to do a ham bandit recreation with Tom the Tree Man, Brent. I mean, you know how we're having a Lummox and a Tom the Tree Man stunt off. I mean, could you get with a hold of Tim?
Tom
and see
drew
if,
the short straw on this one.
I mean,
now, could you get a hold and see if fucking a ham would be
weirdo
would be
I
accessible?
just got a sick thing about fucking ham.
I can ask.
Yeah, I mean it's a ham.
I understand.
I mean,
the
I love your
parameters.
show. I
Not
just don't
stupid.
want you guys to think of some sick
No,
weirdo or nothing.
no, I mean-
just like the
No,
old ham every now and then.
I mean,
Man, it's better than your hand. I
I
promise
mean,
you that.
most of us think that you're a fucking whack job, but Ned is riveted by your conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Steamy.
Well, that's the 85% of why I called.
Well,
I
would
wanted
you-
Ed to enjoy it.
Would you ever consider buying an extra large ham and possibly doing DP with me?
Yeah, one on each side.
now, would you let Ned? If it was like a 20-pounder, so that you guys weren't, your cocks weren't touching.
Well, I was
No,
gonna say,
not at all.
So
you
like,
run through some of that
it's got to be the
possibility,
slender
though.
one where you make a hole all the way through and you might get a little head-to-head action.
Yeah, see,
whoa.
This guy's a fag.
I mean, you want to get sick? Fucker, I'm a sicko. Let's do it.
Now, would you be willing to? What's head-to-head action? Like,
He wants to bump cocks.
yep.
Just a tip might touch as you're pumping.
So your tip would touch Ned's tip while you guys are pumping the ham in the middle.
Yeah, if it's long enough.
But wouldn't you want to at least have enough ham towards the end of it so that when you blew your wad, it didn't go out the other end and hit the other guy? Or is that kind of half the coolness?
That'd be, I guess, we did reach that point when we got there.
Ned, what's your actual ruling on that with regards to? Would you want to drill a hole? Let's say you have a ham in the middle, right? You put put like a 5 or 6 inch ham. And you drill the hole all the way through so that you're pumping one side and he's pumping the other, and
It's pretty dicey. Pretty dicey.
Yeah, we are getting kind of dicey now, are we not?
Yeah, I'm telling you, the heat it up in the microwave thing is what really kicks it ass.
Now, how many hams did you fuck over the weekend, buddy? And don't lie.
3.
How much is your ham budget, buddy? I mean,
I think they're about $7 a piece, maybe something like that. $7-8 a piece.
Now, did you fuck what? How many on
I just
Friday?
grabbed them and went.
How many on Friday?
Charred Willie. I wasn't even thinking about it.
How many Friday? How many Saturday? How many Sunday?
That would have been all Friday night 1 and Saturday 2.
Friday night 1 and then Saturday 2. You got 2 nuts on Saturday, huh?
Yeah, 1 in the early and later on that afternoon. I kind of gave it a little rest. And actually, I did one twice.
I mean, you gotta. Well,
I did the one Friday twice.
I mean, you.
Total of 3 hams, but 4 nuts.
So now,
I had to rinse the Friday one out. Rinsed it out. Rinsed the hole out.
You didn't you didn't drill another hole. You just rinsed it out.
Nah, I just rinsed it right on out and started over from scratch about 4 hours later.
You ever carve a little mouth in one and, a little tongue action for foreplay?
I haven't got that far yet. I was thinking about it, though.
I know you were.
Ned said you might want to get like 3 different holes, 3 different sizes, 3 different textures. One could be an asshole, one could be a mouth, one could be a pussy.
I kind of thought about using that little butcher knife, or not butcher, like a bread carver's knife, and maybe work in some ass cheeks on the thing, but I didn't get that far. I just was wanting to get after it, man, and hell, I don't want to cheat on the old lady.
No.
And, the ham, I'm telling you, the ham's the next best thing, my friend.
Now, Manson, can I get an official ruling on the fidelity ruling on cheating? Like, if you don't.
It's definitely not infidelity.
It's not, is it?
No.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, look, it is warm meat, but it ain't a woman.
No. I mean, it's not warm meat that's sexual. I mean, that's that's hooked up to a human being and all. I mean,
It doesn't have a social security number.
Yeah, among other things, or a heartbeat, or a bunch of shit. But anyway, right. well, Ham Bandit. I'm glad that you're back on track now. Is this sort of thing like when I used to get sucked off by the vacuum cleaner when I was growing up? I was addicted to it. I really was. I mean, could you see where this could be a problem?
He's off the wagon.
I like that, off the wagon.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. To be honest with you, just I thought about it today at work, and I was.
I mean, could you see where this could be
a
problem?
I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of thinking about it, and the old lady called, like she usually does around noon and whatever, see how I'm doing. How'd you like your lunch? This, that, and the other. And
right.
I brought it up. When's your next business trip? Whew.
Oh,
so I'm kind of, thinking about it. I don't know. What's the big deal? Damn.
Well, there ain't nothing big. There ain't nothing. It's. There's
and
no.
And then the best part about it is I got dogs. So when it's all said and done, no evidence.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
No, wow. Now you just got.
Now you went too far.
Now, Britt. Now at the end of the day, man, your dog eating your cum. Is that cruelty to animals?
Fucking vile.
It's vile.
What would you do to the Ham Bandit if you saw
no,
it?
It ain't like that. I rinse them out. I'm not a complete sicko.
No,
I have respect for my animals.
So now,
just not that pig.
So now you would. I have respect for my animals, just not that pig. So you do rinse. You rinse it out. You rinse your cum out of the ham, and then your dog just really get after it, don't they?
Right, 1 for each dog. That's why I got 3.
Okay. Well, Ham Bandit, as you have your more Ham Bandit excursions, please make sure we're the first and foremost to know about it.
As always, Bubba, I love the show. I hope that things go well for you guys as far as the contract and everything. And I was listening to you guys.
All right, buddy. We hope it works out as well, my friend. Supposedly there's a call coming out at 2:00 tomorrow. So hopefully the overthinkers up there and the overthinkers down here will get together.
Well, you guys make my day, and I appreciate it. And I'll give you a shout back when I cram some more hams.
All right, buddy. Jeremy from South Dakota, hi.
How you doing there, Bubba?
Doing pretty good, buddy. Thank you.
Say, I gotta let you know, this is the first time I've ever heard you. First time I ever heard you was when you did that whole TV bit with that one dude that sucks the guys off in the rest areas. But anyway, I was listening to that show where you lit that guy on fire.
Yeah, that was on Friday. We caught a lot of shit for that. We didn't get in trouble. We just had a lot of covering our ass to do.
Dude, that was the fucking bomb. Just to let you know, I would let you do fucking anything to me, man. I'll let you hook little clips up to my fucking nipples and my balls and electrocute my ass or shoot fireworks out of my ass crack.
Sounds like a fantasy for him.
Yeah.
You want to shoot?
I think he's jacking off right now.
You want to shoot fireworks out of your ass?
There's actually a funny story to that. Me and a bunch of guys got drunk up in North Dakota one time, and we went cow jousting, right? And they dared me to shoot a bottle rocket out of my pecker. So I sat out in the field and fucking whacked off, got it hard, stuck a bottle rocket in there.
Calling me on the phone, you motherfucker.
People from South Dakota that are sticking bottle rockets down the holes of their cocks. That's where I have to draw the line at the shenanigan thing.
Outlandish.
Yeah, come on now. Work with me.